Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I am your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today on a LOTRO tour, I will take you through a tour of the Kingdom of Dale, or the Town of Dale, and we're going to go check it out today in all its splendor and all its glory in Lord of the Rings Online in as good quality as I can bring you here on the channel, and let's have some fun. So in the distance back there, let's get straight into it, we see the lonely mountain of Erebor, right? We can see the Kingdom of Erebor. Down there is Lake Town, just over the edge there. And over this hill is Dale. So I'm gonna get you a good shot. We're gonna walk up to it right now. And it is pretty dang awesome. So at the time of this, in the lore of the game where we're in right now, here in Lord of the Rings Online, and here is some of the most beautiful, beautiful fjords of water. This is after the Dale has been retaken from basically the destruction of Smaug, right? So the one we see in the movies is a little different. We're gonna walk up this hill real quick, and we're gonna see how gorgeous the view is of Dale from right up at the top here. So this is after the movie. This is after what happened and all the stuff. Oh, look at that cool creature. Oh, look at it. That's pretty cool. So we've seen the, I got distracted by that spotted leopard saber-toothed tiger thing. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. But here we go. Here's a beautiful shot. So this is down south. There's Lake Town. We, I believe I have a tour video already of Lake Town, but we can do one in the future. But our tour today is leading us to the other side here. And we are going to tour the great town of Dale. A lot of you have requested this tour. I'm very excited to do it because, of course, we're going to kind of explore all in and out throughout, and I've never actually done a full exploring of the town myself. I've seen a lot of it, but not all of it. So here is the beautiful, there it is. There is Dale. It's a different rendition than we see in the movies, right? In the Hobbit movies, it's a little bit different, but it should be really cool, and we're gonna explore it right now and check it all out down there. It'll be fantastic, and I love this music, but it's just a little too loud, I think. So we're gonna just bring it down just a wee hair there. Perfect. There we go. All right. And I want to show you one more shot from a aerial view here, as high as I can get without an eagle. No, there's no eagles in this game to ride. There are eagles in this game, but not as mounts, because that would kind of be weird for the lore. Okay, I think the best spot to stand is right here where this flower is. There it is. There is Dale. All right. So that is basically what we're going to be exploring today. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that. Maybe we'll make that a thumbnail. But let's go down and check it out. So again, it's so cool. Erebor back there as well. We will check that out in the future. I believe I have a tour of that, but let's go look. Let's go explore. You guys are like, let's go see it. All right. So again, you can see the great bell tower of Dale. A lot of this has been rebuilt, obviously, and redone since the desolation of Smaug, some previous, I don't know, 50 years ago, 6 years ago, at this time in the story, because this is, technically the lore, this is right after the ring was destroyed. Oh, spoilers. Sorry, guys, if you didn't know that in Lord of the Rings, well, that's not my fault. Okay, so, here we go. So we got a beautiful little bridge when you first come in. This is from coming in from the south. Got some wonderful water and sky reflections and the clouds moving by. Just gorgeous. This game is just, I love this game. You know I love this game. If you're subscribed and watching this channel, you know I love this game. Look at that, gorgeous, beautiful, right? Again, we're gonna take it slow, but I don't want to take it too slow, so we'll just enjoy ourselves. Just take it in. I'm just not gonna talk for a minute, and I'm just gonna let you enjoy for a minute, okay? Can I, there we go, get my horse to walk, so it's a little slower. Also, I love the music in this area. Alright, so we're walking here into the south gate of Dale. It's funny because my armor and horse actually kind of match their attire. Alright, here's the gate of Dale. And right when you walk on the south gate, you can also see Erebor in the distance. The lonely mountain. Dragons war hardship. We have weathered them all. Well, that's good. So as you can see here, some dwarves in the town. A gorgeous waterfall with dragon symbols on there. Pretty nice. Again, I feel like this town is underappreciated in this game. Like, there are some questing stuff in here, but like, they put so much work into this town, and I feel like there's not a lot of people that like stay in this town, right? It's not really like a main hub, if that makes sense. It's not like a main city. If you're an MMO player, you know what I'm talking about. People are like in it all the time, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We have our little, there's not really an actual map of Dale, I believe. It's pretty, like zoomed in map of Dale. So we're gonna have to use the radar for our kind of, so we're gonna start in this courtyard and we're gonna do a little loop around the town, I think is what we're gonna do. And we'll kind of like explore through here. I always try to make the most efficient and enjoyable path for you guys to enjoy the game. But for these tours, we take them a little slower. But still not too slow, because it could be painful, right? We got some cool little houses. I really like these guys' armor, look cool. Wow, that guy's got a nice beard there. Alright, you can see some people, some clotheslines there. Alright, we're going to go back into normal walk mode here with our horse. Here's one of the wells. In fact, this well is very reminiscent of the well we kind of see that shot we see in the Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, right? When basically they're all having that fun little fair and then the smog comes and starts destroying everything. At the beginning of the unexpected party, right? It's actually not in the Desolation of Smog. This music is fantastic. I forgot how good it was. Look at the carvings. We got some unsavory sort. Suspicious Dale folk. I picked a nice time of day. It's beautiful. The sun's out. You can see the wind is really blowing with the flags. And the clouds are moving. So cool, right? I think it's cool. Alright. Another courtyard. Some children playing. We defeated the Dwarven. Why are they still in our land? I don't know. Apparently those are some people we fight. Here's another courtyard, just a little north of that one. We're gonna kind of zigzag through the town. Okay, you can see that mini map up there in the top right. In fact, I'm gonna do one thing real quick. Keep watching that little radar up there. We're just gonna we're gonna make it like that. There. We're gonna make that radar a little bigger because we're using that as our guide thing. So there's the clotheslines from the other side, another walkway. We're not gonna walk down every pathway because it's a really big town or city or whatever you want to call it. I'd say this leans more towards a city at this time frame, because there's a lot of people that live here now. It's much bigger than Bree, in the lore at least. Bree's a big place, but look at that like old smokestack, and has like a cool historical feel to our world, right? There's the one town. Okay, so that was the courtyard we started in. So now we're gonna go up here. We got some beautiful flowers. We got a guy playing a harp. It's got really awesome visuals on the harp. It's really pretty. They say the Dark Lord has fallen. Could it be true? I'll occasionally throw in a voiceover when I see a line on some character. Alright, so I think what we'll do now is, on the radar, we will go down and see the docks here on the right. Oh, look at that. We defeated the, I think it's the Jingavar? Why are they stealing our lands? I don't know, you tell me. Look at the water in this game. It's pretty good. Everyone, my usuals are like, we know, Zollin, we know. But if they're not new, they might not know how good the water is, guys. I have to say it. Alright, so now we're going to go down into kind of the old ruins of the town. You can see they kind of built on the ruins of Dale. You notice they're a little more like wood structures now, built on to the foundations of the original fortress, which again in The Hobbit we see is more like a fortress city, right? The way Dale was made. So when they redid it, they obviously had to think about that. So we got the waterways here. Goes out into the river. Some docks. You can see again the ancient ruins of the previous city, pre-smog, almost 100 years ago, right? Obviously those were cities were ancient. There is the Great Bell Tower, right? Pretty cool. We're gonna go down this path first though. Cool little market here. Alright, they're just saying the same lines, so. Hello, Mr. Dwarf. You got anything yummy here for sale? So you got some carrots and, oh, potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Cheese. Another courtyard, another well. I'm assuming this woman is probably one of the quests. A Dorwinian woman. It's probably a cool quest. If you guys don't know where that is, I believe that is far to the, I think that's over here. They just don't show it. To the right. So it's pretty much, she's from, like, not Rune. Dorwinian's kind of like in the middle somewhere. Again, this map doesn't have, it's a very broad map, doesn't have all the little places. Give you guys your occasional geography and history lesson. Gotta be pros at this Lord of the Rings stuff. Here's an ancient tower. Here's a dwarf just fishing. It's a cool shot right there. He's just chilling. Another tower. There's the bridge we came in on over there. Alright, let's continue on. Let's go see the bell tower. Oh, that's a dead end. My horse told me. Alright, so these guys are all soldiered up here along the side here. So this path here, this bridge here, leads to the Iron Hills. Very far away. But if you keep following this path, this is goes towards the Iron Hills, and that way would be towards Rune, right? We're on the far right side of Middle Earth, right? You guys all, we're up here. We're up at the top right, up here, right? So that one path goes out to the Dale, over here the Iron Hills, I mean, and the other path would go down. It's kind of fun to see what the NPCs are doing. They're just kind of like patrolling and standing guard. Definitely adds to the ambiance of the game. Dale Bridge Guard. He's got some cool armor on there. He's a cool character. Alright, here's another courtyard. There's a lot of beautiful courtyards. Oh, here's an elf. And a man talking. King Bard fell before the gates of Erebor. Yes, yes, he did. Spoilers, guys. Spoilers. I'm like afraid to tell you the whole story since but you should know if you read the books. Well, the other books, the deeper lore. Bard does die someday. Wow, this is a really cool water fountain with the giant dragon. This thing's gonna eat me! Ah! No, okay, I'm sorry. Looked like it was gonna eat me, okay? Gee. Get her like Zollin, that was such a bad joke. I know, but you know what? Hopefully I got a giggle out of you anyway. Alright, let's go down here. You gotta have fun in life, guys. You gotta be ready to do silly things sometimes. Even if that means hundreds of people are gonna see it. I mean, there's times to not be silly, and then there's times to be silly. You just gotta know when. And that's really up for you to decide. Alright. Ooh, look at that water. We're gonna go outside my character here for a little bit. See the streets a little bit without being in my head of my character. So here's some of the, as you can see, they built it into like, so this is obviously the ancient walls of the city, which ones that weren't destroyed. So these guys are kind of on the watch duty, looking out over the river there. Let's see what they see. All right, he's like, yeah, that's a tree. Yep, what's this guy see? Bushes and a tree. A very serious tree. Yeah, you might want to stand here, man. It's probably a better visual than that tree. Just saying. Here's another beautiful shot of Dale from this angle. Gorgeous, isn't it? Alright, so we basically crossed this moat area, or waterway. So I'm going to kind of do a little zigzag loop so we can see this area right here. Okay, this is where we came down already. This is where we came up, remember? So we're going to go up this path. We're going to look at this little waterway. Again, this is the same one we saw. It looks like this doesn't go any farther than this, but this guy looks a little scary, and he's holding a type of machete knife there. Well, it's not quite as long as a machete, but it's a scary knife. We'll just call it a scary knife. All right. It won't go that way. Did that child just try to kick that child? I'm not sure that emote they used was probably the right one. Alright. There we go. Look at that. The Tower of Dale. It's gorgeous with Erebor in the distance. Oh, so cool, right? So cool. Alright, so we got to get to the tower. So there's actually only one way to walk to the tower. So we're going to bring back up these and watch the radar. We have to kind of a little backtrack because this part of the town is kind of cut off from the northern part because of these waterways. So we need to cross back here. Alright, and now we can cross over here. But did we see everything over here? I don't believe we saw this area. Oh wow, look at that. You can see Erebor in the distance. This guy's sweeping away. You keep it up. You keep sweeping that nice, making it nice for everybody else. Here's a nice little cove of houses. We got some guards. Maybe we already lived through that, I don't know. I forgot. That's okay. It's beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna cross here. So this is where we could have also crossed that small bridge a minute ago. We were on that side. Here is one of the villages. Let's see what people are selling here. We have an elf in the town here. Have you heard? The elves march on Dol Guldur. Yes, they do. Okay. We got some delicious veggies here. Some apples. We got some dwarves. We got pretty much everyone in this place except for hobbits. I don't think there's any hobbits. If I was a hobbit, it would make it. It's a cool little shop there. There's a little parchment on the ground back there. I wonder if that's for a quest or something. Or a deed. I want to see. Does it have, what does it say? Oh, it's in cursive. Yes. 1-5, yeah. It's too tiny to read. Low. The. Up it. I don't know. Can you even anyone make that out? It's a little too small for me. I probably have to here. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it, and then later I'll blow it up. And oh look, here's another waterway. All right, a little walkway down back over here. It's a guy with a little house here with his little supply stuff. But let's go look at the Tower of Dale. So here's we a little loop through the markets there. We got another one of those impressive statues, and there is the Tower of Dale. Cool. We got a little horse here. There's a little horse trough. Waiting for some horsey snacks. You horsing around, Mr. Horse? He's like, don't bother me. Okay. Fair enough. I like the ambiance and the sounds in the distance. Oh, oh, you can hear the Bells of Dale going off up there. It's actually part of the song, but it's cool ambience. Anyway. Alright, I don't think any of these buildings you can go in. I'm looking for buildings you can go in, but I believe we can go into Dale's building. Or the bell tower. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's like a little symbol there. Probably for a quest or some kind of cool thing. Anyone know? Leave a comment. I don't actually know that one. Oh, look it. Oh, look, we must see the statue of Bod the Bowman. Here it is. Oh, man, that looks awesome. Look at that. The statue of King Bod the Bowman, who took down Smog with an arrow. Can you read it? Well, my translation of how I write Dwarven runes, the very simplistic Dwarven rune, which is not correct from the actual language of Dwarven, but it'd be BRANHHAL, ZI, which doesn't really spell anything. Branhal. I would say Branhal, but it's a double H. That's kind of weird. And then BRAIN. I don't really know what that letter is. Maybe that's is that another N? Maybe double N? Banan, Bra. Yeah, see, it doesn't really make sense. BA, at least my version of the Dwarven runes. Again, these runes in languages in real life have been used in many different ways with comparing them to different letters. So there are some very direct ones depending on certain Viking cultures in our world. And then, of course, there is the kind that Tolkien used. And there's like a very generic version, which is what I usually write and read with my version of Dwarven runes. And then there's the one that's like with his spelling of his words, like Baruch Khazad, Kuzad I menu, right? Like there's certain spellings. And even though they are the same rune to rune that Tolkien used. So I'm not sure what this one actually says. I could put it into a translator for like maybe Dwarven, right? We figure it out in the future. It'd be a fun little project we can do in the future together, right? I should make a video of just how I runes translated. I think I might have done that, but... Oh, look, there's a pup right there. We can go on that in a minute. Let's check out the wonderful Tower of Dale. Sorry for the little excursion there on, I was just curious about the runes. I like runes. All right, here's the lake tower. With the water down there. Beautiful water. Here's a different perspective from up in the sky. Here it is. The tower. The epic music. The great keep. The bell tower of Dale. There's some flowers. That was cool how it was timed to do that epic music right when we walked in. Did you notice that? Here's some letters, which again, I think these are for the deed, I believe. Oh, there we go. It's a little different. Yeah, I believe those have to do with the deed, which I've already completed on this character. That's why they're not glowing. There's another one. Maybe we'll end with me going and showing you that book at my house. It has a little story. Look at these awesome ancient... So this is obviously, I believe this keep was survived the attack, or they rebuilt part of it. Because obviously this is more of the ancient look, right? With the like, more like the ancient town of Dale, less of just wood. Of course, I like how they built this house into the wall. Wow, we got some willows here. Got Erebor in the distance. Just doing a little roundabout here. Hey, look, guys, my thing matches the mountain. My Erebor cloak. All right, let's go on in. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. That's pretty epic, though, isn't it? It's huge. Look at how big it is. Look when I stand next to it. Look how tiny I am. All right, in we go. The Great Keep. All right, there's a lot of quests that happen in here. They're having a meeting. Let's not make too much noise. Don't you love that? I love that sound effect. The recording. You can't quite make out what they're saying, but it just sounds like conversations happening. So we have a couple refugees, Easterlings, a couple different people talking with basically Bard II. So this is the son of Bard the Bowman, I believe. Or is this the next one? No, this is. And right now he is king because his father died during the war with the Easterlings. Because remember, that war just happened. So if you don't remember the lore, real quick reminder for you all. During the Battle of the Pelennor Fields and the Battle of the War of the Ring in the south, there was a huge battle in the north, too, with Erebor and Dale and some of Legolas's, Thranduil's people, and even some of Rivendell's, and helped. In the Battle for Middle-earth, they show Glorfindel and Glowin helping, too. Of course, that might not be totally canon, but still cool. Basically, they have a huge war in the north, and Sauron sends his forces, besides the Easterlings that come to help him at the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. There really aren't that many, right? Well, it's because the main force of the Easterlings and that area that were, serving Sauron. By the way, not all of them served Sauron. A little side note there. There were Easterlings, so the Blue Wizards helped switch, and they were basically like, no, we're going to fight against us. So there's a lot of Civil War things going on. But the main army, because remember, Sauron was there for hundreds of years, when he was hiding out in his spirit form or whatever, when he lost the ring in the battle, Last Alliance. So basically they attacked the north, right? So they sent their armies from Rune, and they went and attacked the Iron Hills and Erebor and Dale and Lake Town. And so again, in the movies, you feel like there's a lot less people there, But there actually was a lot more humans and a lot more dwarves, right? The movie doesn't quite give the right scale, but there was a lot of Easterlings. I mean, we're talking like tens of thousands that attacked and different things. So that battle happened, and basically they all retreated into Erebor. I think most of them, even Dale, by the end. And they did end up winning because the only reason they won was, for one, they held back ridiculous amounts of forces. If those forces had come south, we probably would have lost, right? The Battle of the Pelennor Fields, that would have probably been over. What happened is the ring gets destroyed. Well, they're hiding out in Erebor, basically fighting at the doors, keeping that, and then the Easterling army kind of loses heart because they're like, the Sauron's been defeated. Oh no, and they kind of just give up and leave. They were like struggling to win. It was just a really long siege, but like from the book, what it said was the dwarves and humans and elves were all doing an excellent job in the north, but if the ring had not been destroyed, they would have fallen. They would have lost sooner or later in the north, right? Erebor and Dale. They would have maybe lasted a little longer than what happened in the south, because the south was getting so much attack in Gondor, but they would have also lost sooner or later. So the ring being destroyed really helped them because it demoralized the evil armies, even though they still were strong, and then it gave them the ability to defeat them and push them back, and they'd run away. So there's your little history lesson. So anyway, this is his son, but obviously Bard, who killed Smaug, I believe is the one who died. I believe that's the right Bard. Again, sometimes when they do Bard the second, Bard the first, that gets a little confusing. But yeah, I think in right time frame. He died at the gates of Erebor, helping defend basically his people and the dwarves. They were all defending together. They're innocent people, obviously, inside Erebor. But so that's why now they came back out after those wars and rebuilt Dale again. This is in the second time after Smaug. They've gone through a lot, but obviously if it wasn't for these northern peoples, we wouldn't have won the War of the Ring either, right? It really took everyone in the world helping. Let's look around. There's your little history lesson. So as you can see, you can kind of go up, up, up.
Up the stairs we go, and then the tunnel.
There's no tunnel, I'm sorry. This is as far up as we can go. You can kind of see, look down right here, there. Whee! Yeah, so pretty cool. Pretty cool little place. I like all the gold inlays on the things. There's Smaug's bones in Lake Town, by the way. We'll check that out in another tour sometime. It's in some of my other videos, though. Alright, so let's continue exploring here. So we've explored a pretty darn good amount of Dale here. I think what we'll do now is we'll check out this little tavern. Again, there's Erebor over there. So, does it tell us what... Oh, we don't... What tavern is this? The Jolly Bell. Oh, that's a cool name. Alright, well, let's check it out. Alright, here is the Jolly Bell. Oh, it's very nice. I don't know if I've ever been in here, actually. I like the Dragonbone Inn, which is in Lake Town, but I don't think I've ever been in this one. I think it'd be fun sometime to like make special meeting places for our kinship here on CrickHollow. If you guys are curious, you're welcome to join us. If you ever go to any of my live streams, I'll always have a link to our Discord there you can join. The newest live stream. But they last a week, the links, so. But yeah, welcome to join us here. We're on the server CrickHollow if you want to play. Even if you're on another server, I have some characters on other servers, but our main kinship's here. So even if you want to make an alt, come play with us, hang out. Just a little bit here now and then, you are welcome to. We're really building our group. We're trying to make it where we can get... We've been doing epic battles almost every weekend. Because it's good because of level discrepancies. We can all be level 100 when we play. But in the future, hopefully, when a lot of us are higher level, we'll start doing some raids and instances. When we're all kind of the same level, it'll be fun. Look at this place. This is really pretty. Look at those windows. That's cool. This is the thing about LOTRO. You can just explore for hours in this game. And there's so much other amazing stuff in this game, too. But, like, just exploring by itself, it's a good game. Like, just that. Like, for me personally, like, exploring is, like, one of the big parts. I like the Viking, like, loop things back there. The look. It's really cool. It's really cool. Whew. It's hot in here. Not just because of that. It's because of my computer. That thing, I feel like I'm sitting in front of that furnace right now. Underneath my feet. All right. It's a cool place. Hello, Tavern Keep.
I greet you, friend.
Well, thank you. We're on a tour. What do you sell here? All right, he sells all sorts of things. But let's see, does he sell food? He does sell food. He has hard cider. He's got a flagon of white wine. He's got a frothy pint of ale. Some hard rations, some rich rations. Small beer, a simple ration, a tasty rations, and a dry ration. Let me eat a dry ration. That sounds delicious. And just oh, yum yum. Thank you very much for that piece of bread. It's a little bit stale, but you know what? That's okay. They got a little storage room in here. Can I climb on it? Okay, well, I'm leaving. Okay, like, all right, next part, Zollin, next part. All right. So anyway, that is Dale. Let's go out here out front. Explore. So this is the northern gate of Dale. So again, there is, I believe, the eastern gate, the south gate, and the north gate. I don't think there's a western gate or bridge over the water. But what I'm going to do now is we are going to, by the way, that is Raven Hill right over there. I would like to do a little circle around Dale, right? Look at that. There is the tower from another angle. It's amazing, isn't it? It's pretty cool. The ancient walls. The epic flag and the clouds rotating. These are fun to do, these tour episodes. Though it does take a lot of planning with these tour episodes for you guys, because there's a time in this game, right? There's night and day. So I have to think about the timing. I have to think about make sure I have enough time to actually make the episode, because usually they're a little bit longer than 20 minutes. Who would have thought? I'm gonna go up here and look at Dale from up high. So there's Erebor again. I can do an updated Erebor video if you guys want, but this is still kind of Dale right here, this little bridge. So I thought it was kind of cool to show you guys. But then you can see there's another beautiful shot, kind of like of Dale in the distance there. Take a little screenshot myself. We sometimes do competitions for screenshots. We're gonna do another one of those soon. Fun competitions for screenshots. All right, so that is pretty much the entrance to Old Dale right there. That walkway. So that is pretty much it. We've done most of Dale. I don't think there was anything else on the left side. Again, there's not really a map of Dale, which is interesting. They didn't make one, but again, they worked so hard on the actual place that I'm just glad that they worked so hard on Dale. Here's another good shot of Dale. Different angle. Kind of see how beautiful it is. Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. But yeah, I have to think about the time and all that kind of stuff. So again, if you did enjoy yourself and you're enjoying this, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Maybe leave a comment. That always helps out. If you got this far in the video, if you want to tell me and be like, hey, Zollin, I made it to, you know, almost 40 minutes in the video. I'll be like, I'm impressed. I always like to add that in sometimes near the end of the video, because I get a couple people who are like, I made it. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video. This is the Westhoff. It's an ancient ruin of Dale. Again, you can see Erebor in the distance. There is Raven Hill. Again, maybe in the future we will do a tour of Raven Hill if you'd like. Please leave a comment of where you would like to tour next. Again, I'm always making lots of different videos, right, for the channel that are Lord of the Rings. So I'm doing LOTRO Tale or tour or guides or, you know, or maybe a Rise to War or a different game or like, I'm always doing lots of things. So like, I try to like do a couple. And then I have those, and then I go on to a different couple. But here's the outside of Dale. So it does help me to know what you guys want, you know. And if you're the one that's proactive and leaves the comment, I'll write it down on my little to-do list, my fun ideas. All right, again, here's the front. We're back to the front gate where we came in. There's the old ruins over there. So again, that is Dale, my friends. Let's look at Dale from this hill over here. You can see the ancient wall was still standing. Sorry about the grass. There's some very large bears, mountain bears here. But here's another angle of Dale. There it is. In it's all its glory. How about we, yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go. Dale. Well, my friends, that is my tour of Dale, the great kingdom and city of Dale. Again, I say kingdom because they have a lot more stuff in the books and stories, but Dale's kind of like their, you know, big place. They're obviously not nearly as big as Gondor or Arnor or Rohan, but they're a pretty big group of people. They're obviously good allies with the dwarves of Erebor over there. And that is about it, my friends, with that. So I think what I will end with here for you today is we're going to hop over to my house and we're going to listen to that story real quick that I told you about. Remember? I told you I was going to show you those pages with the deed and it tells you a story. So let's check that out for the end of the video. I think that'll be a fun little ending there. You guys are all the best. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I have fun making these. I hope you had fun too. That's always cool of the channel. You're having fun. I'm having fun. That is the goal. I went to the wrong kin house, or the wrong place. I need to go to my premium house, excuse me. This is our kin house, by the way, if you ever want to be in our kinship. We have a nice little dwarven kin house here. We even got a little stable master. He'll take you anywhere you want. He's a good guy. His name's, oh, what was his name? Billy the Dwarf. That's what it was. It was Billy the Dwarf. He's our stable master, Billy. All right, everyone, it's official. Our stable master's name is Billy. Okay, here we are. We're in my house. We're gonna do a little weird little slide. Whee! Because sometimes it loads all my stuff. But I should have a book right here that loads. Hold on one second. For some reason, the premium houses do this sometimes. They take a little longer to load than the regular houses. I found that interesting, but not that big of a deal. Here comes my beautiful music. But the one we want, these are the books that I found the pages for. We want the one that has the story of Dale, a record of the lost lore of the men of Dale. So this is the book right here with the bell on it. That's the book of those pages, I believe, that were in the town. I believe, unless it was for a quest, but I think those were for the deed and I already collected them. So I'm gonna right click on this and he's gonna tell you the story real quick and we'll finish with this, okay? So when I read it, these are really cool. So they're a deed, you get the book and then...
Long ago, there lived a simple archer named Broda. One day, he came across the dwarf king Thror, beset by orcs, and with his arrows, saved the dwarf king's life. Thus was Broda made Lord of Dale, and by the dwarf king Thror, gifted the name Girion Ironbolt.
I did read that sign
and a
right.
black arrow, thrice forged, hard enough to pierce through stone. King Thror promised such a gift to each lord of Dale. Trade grew and thrived between men and dwarves, and for 7 more lords, 7 more black arrows were forged. And then the dragon came. Fire and ruin did Smaug rain on Dale and Erebor, for he had set his heart upon the riches under the mountain. Now the Lord of Dale, when Smaug attacked, was Girion, 3rd of his name. 7 black arrows he loosed upon that worm, and each fell short of its mark, the last leaving only a scratch, before he perished in the flames. Smaug's desolation fell over the Vale. Men fled to Lake Town, and the dwarves fled farther. Girion became known as Girion. His sad and shameful tale spread far and wide. What few knew was that 1 black arrow survived. 8 lords, 8 arrows. Did you count? It fled the fires with Brantjarn, Girion's son who survived. Brantjarn took the name Brand, hiding all his lineage for shame of his father's failing.
Oh, I didn't...
And so the black arrow passed secretly from father to son, father to son. Many years went by, and Bane, Brant's grandson, came out of the woods to be an archer of the Lake Town Guard, like his distant ancestor before him. Father to son, and father to son again, the Black Arrow was secretly passed, until the day the dragon sleeping within the mountain awaked. Roused from slumber, Smaug took to the sky, and all the lake folk would have died, but for your grandsire, named as you are, Bard. Fire around him, and dragon
A lot of
above.
generations.
Bard stood just as Girion had done long before. Yet Bard's aim was true, and his one black arrow struck Smaug down. After the slaying of Smaug, Bard's true lineage was revealed, and so he was named Bard the Bowman, the new king of New-Built Dale. Great were the gifts of the new dwarf king, Dane Ironfoot, not least among them new black arrows, thrice forged, and one for each lord of Dale.
Oh.
And so this arrow was forged for you, my son. May you never need it, yet keep it well, or some distant day it may save us all.
Wow. That is really cool. That gave me shivers, that story. So hold on real quick. Let me just pull it back for people watching real quick. So there were all the Dwarven in the history. I think that is more close to what Tolkien wrote, by the way. But there were tons of generations. So that sign I read in Dwarven of that statue, that wasn't Bard the Bowman. That was a different Bard. I mean, that was an ancient person. That was one of the people who originally, when they got the black arrows from the dwarves, like 8 generations ago or something, she said. I don't know if that's really how many, but she said father to son, father to son, father to son, like 3 times in between both those sentences. So I'm assuming like 10 generations. But I read his name right. Did you hear her say his name? I did read the Dwarven right. So that was his name. Bradod, whatever. B-R-A-H-H-A, whatever it was on the thing. You can go back and look on the video if you want. I did read it right. So I do know how to read Dwarven. Yes, feels good. Feels good. So I did read that correctly. I was trying to see if it was Bard, but obviously it wasn't. So that's kind of cool. So obviously they made those arrows for them, and then they lost them all, and then they had one. They passed that all the way down to that guy who was named for the namesake of the other person. Because remember, his grandfather is the one that failed to kill the dragon or whatever. They kind of mentioned that in the Hobbit books, excuse me. And then, of course, Bard, he takes the name Bard, even though he's also has the name of the original person, Bard the Bowman. But there was a Bard way back in history, right? So it was Bard the Bowman who still died at the gate, right? When he's older with Dane. And then his son is that Bard the Second that I pointed out. So that was all correct that I said. But wow, what a story. What a cool story. So again, these lore books are really cool because they fit more along the lines of what Tolkien wrote on things. Now, again, I need to pull out like the record of what Tolkien wrote exactly with that like information, but that might actually be from several places, not just the Hobbit books. But I'd have to go back and read to double check and make sure. But I would wager that LOTRO's pretty close to being the actual lore of what happened in the names. Now, occasionally they don't have the rights to use certain names, so they'll slightly adjust a name, but not always. They do have rights to most things still, so like the Hobbits and the Lord of the Rings books. So most of it they would have. So that's probably pretty close. That's pretty cool. Again, this is a deed you can do. When you find one of those pages in Dale, just pick it up and it will start the deed and it'll say find another 8 pages or something, and you got to find them all. And if you want to find them fast, you can use the LOTRO wiki for their locations. I have a whole video on how to find stuff with locations and stuff in Middle-earth in my guides videos if you'd like to check that out. But that was cool. That was really, really cool. Cool story. Really, really super cool. It gave me the shivers. I was like, whoa, really good storyteller and stuff. Man, I gotta listen to that a few times and like get into the storytelling of the lands of Middle-earth, right? Again, we're gonna be we'll probably start up a little side note, even though this is I'm gonna probably turn some of my LOTRO Tale series into a podcast, put it where like just you can just hear, right? And then I might have something in the future too that's me just talking about things or doing stories. I don't know, we'll see. That's a long way off right now. But you guys have a great, wonderful day in Middle-earth. Thank you to my patrons for their support. Thank you, Skumley, for being a royal guard, and everybody else for their support. Subscribe button's right there on top of the books. Next episode will be up there for LOTRO tours, and over there will be a LOTRO tale, my main voiceovers in the Lord of the Rings Online. And have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. The music is playing. This is one of my favorite songs right here. Party in the Shire. Apparently, this is one of Chance Thomas's favorites, too. If you watch my interview with him on the channel, he did most of the music for this game. Have a great day in Middle-earth. I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Stay happy, my friends. Baruch Hazad, Kuzad, Aimenya. See you in the next one. I love this music. We'll let it finish the last few notes. See ya.